So, Jonathan, as a follow-up question, can empathy be taught then?
Yes, it can. And that's a great question. As a matter of fact, it's one that I'm asked the most often when I preach the benefits of being more empathetic in the workplace. When one thinks about business and empathy, they seem to be mutually exclusive because one doesn't normally associate business with feelings. You associate with profit and clinical efficiency, but you work and do business with human beings, not robots, not human capital. You have to take into consideration how they feel, their needs, their wants, their desires, their inner workings. In order to do that, you have to be able to empathize with them. So I talk about in the book two different types of empathy: experiential empathy and situational empathy. Experiential empathy is literally occupying the same space and experience as your employees. If you've ever heard of the television show Undercover Boss, the premise involves an executive or a leader or a manager donning a disguise, wearing a wig or makeup or prosthetics, and going down and working on the front lines in the trenches with their employees so that they can see firsthand what that employee experiences look like. And oftentimes, they are very surprised by what they see because they're too far removed from the employee experience to actually understand what it's like. So at the end of their experience as an undercover boss, they'll make some substantive changes to the employee experience, to the strategy for the organization, allocating budget for better tools and technology, or changing their training program. They make changes because they were able to empathize with their employees. Now, situational empathy is different in that you're not literally occupying the same space as your employees on an emotional level. You're doing it mentally. You're thinking about what it would be like to be in a particular situation as that employee. You ask yourself reflective questions. How would I feel in this situation? How would I like to be treated? How would I want my boss to react? So if you have an employee who's struggling, say perhaps they have a loved one who's seriously ill and in hospice care, would you ask that employee to still go above and beyond? Would you have that expectation for them? What if you were in their shoes? How would you react to that? How would you want your organization to react? You have to be able to think through that situation from an employee's perspective in order to empathize with them. And if you empathize with them, if you treat them with empathy, they are going to be far more likely to engage as partners in action with you and your organization so that you'll be able to succeed.